people say about the various members of the gaming community. Now, one of those things that people have always said about the gaming community is that all gamers stink. And while there are some gamers that stink, even within the gaming community, amongst the people that do wash their ass, there is another sub-community that everybody in the gaming community agrees usually stinks. But as with any case, there is nuance. Not everybody in the FGC, the fighting game community, stinks. But there are some parts of the community that shower and some parts that don't. So the different tiers we have are full daily cleanse. Those are for the people that washed it. Wait, I'm gonna say all the tiers, then I'm gonna go down with each of them all. We have full daily cleanse, 15-minute shower, wash up, water allergy, and it smells like speed. We pretty much seen all those clips where people went to speed. Okay, cool. Full daily cleanse. This is a tier for, oh wait, first off, that's saved. Full daily cleanse. This is a tier for the people in the FGC that are most likely to know what a face care routine is and go through on it, in addition to showering, putting on deodorant, making sure that they groom and cut their hair in the specific places the way that it needs to be for the sake of not stinking like shit. Then we got the 15-minute shower tier, where, you know, they may not be out here putting on full facial masks, pause, but at the same time, you know, they're getting in the shower, they're putting soap on their forearm, they're putting soap on their lower arm, soap on their underarm, soap on their little and then they're getting out, drying off properly, and going on about their day. Now we have a little bit lower than that, the wash up tier. Now, they don't necessarily, you know, do real cleanliness shit, like put on lotion to make sure their skin doesn't get dry. And they also just, you know, let the water flow down because, you know, the soap and the water will just magically scrub and push the dirt away. That's what the wash up tier is. Then we have the water allergies. That's where we start. This instrumental ended at the perfect time because that's where we start getting into the territory where it's like, what you mean the last time you washed was a week ago? You washed last 2 days ago. You been in this venue how long? You was on a flight when? Oh, you was on a flight 3 days ago. So you just been in this venue for 2 days playing the game, not getting up. You got the chair smelling like cream cheese. Oh. Then there's the smell like speed tier. These are the communities of the games where we go, you're the reason why niggas say people in the FGC stink. Fuck. That's the smell like speed tier. And obviously, you know, people who are big fans of these people because they enjoy gaming so much, and they're like, oh man, let me get a picture. They're taking a picture like this and shit. Cheese! Nah, you take it. Cheese! Thanks. Thank you for my phone back. No, I'm good. Just put a hand sanitizer on my phone. Why? Nah. Before you touch it, I dropped it in the sewer. That nigga don't even know he was the sewer. That's the smells like speed tier. That's who's in there. And first, before we go further, let me bloweth my noses. Hard tissue it is. Tissue harder than hard dick and bubblegum. Tissue breaking on my nose and shit. Tissue hard and soft at the same time. Fuck you. Anyway, getting back on topic. Like always, the way I like to do my tier list is I like to leave it as a top 5 in the highest category and a top 5 in the lowest category. Then I get my little statements, my jokes, whatever off. So this tier, by the way, is a null tier. Ignore it. we're gonna color this a random color like purple. There we go. Null tier, ignore it. First starting off with Skullgirls. Now, Skullgirls, there will be later rearrangements and whatnot. Is my shit playing double? Okay, there will be later rearrangements that go on, but to start, we're just gonna put people in places and then work our way from there. Skullgirls is instantly going to a lower tier because that game came out in like 2014. Them niggas ain't had no updates, and the last update they got was probably like 2-3 years ago, and then before that 2-3 years ago. So that game ain't getting new characters, updates, DLC, none of that shit. That game is not actively being supported. So them motherfuckers is on a dead game, just playing it into the ground, just over and over. You know what? I'll move them up to water allergy because I realize who we got next, and we'll talk about them when we get to them. But niggas that play Skullgirls, y'all been playing the same game since like 2015. Like, I'm not saying you gotta, you know, just up and leave the game and never play it again, but goddamn, nigga, give it a break. Also, I'm assuming that this is the main game of whoever we're talking about. Melty Blood, undebatable. You niggas is going straight to smells like speed tier for the simple fact that, have you seen a Melty Blood combo? Like a basic Melty Blood combo. That shit is ridiculous. Fucking bread and butters for Melty Blood be like 6 input moves long. And them inputs don't be quarter circle forward punch, quarter circle backward kick or something like that. No, they want you to jump, and within a 3-frame window, they want you to press 6 buttons. Double quarter circle forward aerial, and to drop down kick. I mean, you drop down kick, dive kick, whatever. Like, what? And they be wanting you to do all this shit in the 10-frame window. Hell to the fuck no. If your main game is Dead or Alive, you probably don't play many fighting games, and you're just going back to visit this bitch on GameCube or something like that. And you know, you probably go outside. There's not really, like, Dead or Alive is not a community that is very strong when it comes to like modern day tournaments and stuff like that. So if your main game is Dead or Alive, you're probably just playing casually on Fightcade or with your buddies on RetroArch or something like that. Just got that bitch loaded up on your computer. Super Smash Bros. Melee, yup. Instantly, y'all niggas is going to the smells like speed tier. Like, do we even have to debate that? Like, Smash players, matter of fact, the rest of these tiers will be unordered, but Melee, them niggas is going to the top of the fucking list, because all niggas that main Melee are like fucking 30, and like they stink like dog shit and work at a corporate job. How you stink and you work in corporate America? That shit don't make any sense. And by the way, Smash Ultimate represents all the fans. Like, Smash Bros. Melee is like a specific community. I'll let it represent 64 Melee, and then Ultimate represents Brawl, Smash for Wii U, Smash for 3DS, and Ultimate, and whatever future games come out. That's basically the modern Smash tag, and it's a couple franchises I did that for, like also Mortal Kombat coming up. Like, this Mortal Kombat logo is gonna represent modern Mortal Kombat, and this one is gonna represent old school Mortal Kombat. But okay, that was just my notification going off that I'm live. Anyway, Melee players, y'all been playing the same fucking game since 2001. Let it the fuck go, bro. You're what, like, at this point, the game of Melee is never gonna die, but at the same time, I don't think competitively Melee will ever evolve. Like, after a certain point, all the tech you learn doesn't really matter, because there's going to be people who've already, over the past 20 years, found ways that are so efficient and so useful in terms of finding ways to win, that it's like, bro, why the fuck would you try any other strategy? Now, I'm going to go from a random one in here to mix it up a little bit. Oh, wait. That's Melty Blood. Oh, my dumb ass. I put Melty Blood in here twice. We're just gonna drop that down there. Put that everybody else here. Okay, random. Tekken. Even though I hate this fucking game, I've never met a Tekken player that fucking stinks. Like, I've met Tekken players that are ass. I've met Tekken players that are sweats. But I've never met a Tekken player Well, I was like, oh yeah, let's sit down, run some sets. Ooh, you need to do a couple sets of water plus soap combo, nigga. Cause when I go to fighting game tournaments, there's usually the room for like Smash Bros that's separated from everybody else. Then they have like all the main games, like for example, the Grand Blue versus the Mortal Kombat's. For some reason, Mortal Kombat 1, I don't know, niggas is crazy or whatever. Mortal Kombat 1, and like there may be an area for like beta games, like for example, where a 2x KO or a Marvel token will have a booth. Then there's usually like a retro section, right? Tekken is usually one of the most popular games in my experience when I go to tournaments. It's usually one of the most popular games that people play at like friendlies and casuals in tournaments and whatnot. So I've played a lot more Tekken at fighting game tournaments than I actually play in my own spare free time. So most of the time when I play Tekken, my nostrils aren't burning. Like, I've never met a stank ass Tekken player. And maybe, like, eventually, if you're in any community for long enough, you'll meet somebody that fucking stinks. Like, even if you're in, like, the hygienic brand community, you're eventually gonna meet a nigga that has on fucking Condé Nast perfume, but that nigga smells like a nasty condom. You're eventually gonna meet a nigga like that. But with Tekken, I feel like the chances of that happening are very low. Let's see. Samurai Showdown. I won't sink you straight to smells like speed tier or water allergy, so I'm gonna throw you in the middle of wash up, because I feel like most of the people who competitively play Samurai Showdown, they play it with their 2 or 3 friends. They make little brackets on challenge every once in a while. They get up and they go to work and they deal with their family and all that every once in a while. It's just, a game that they like to play. I don't feel like people who play Samurai Showdown are fucking despicable in my experience. Because like I said, Samurai Showdown, that's like a very niche game. So usually that shit is in the corner with a sign-up sheet and a fucking... The sign-up sheet is the goddamn bracket. And they tell you, hey, y'all niggas run the bracket yourself. We don't give a fuck. Because not enough people sign up. Not enough people sign up usually for it to be useful to sign a TO to it. So like, yeah, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just to say it's an older game. So they could be subject to move, but I don't think they will. Random. Oh, I'm gonna say Marvel versus Capcom and Mortal Kombat for the end, because those are like the controversial games. So I'll just start here. Soul Calibur, I'll put you in 15-minute shower because. So actually no, I'll put you in full daily. Now I was gonna put you in full daily cleanse because Soul Calibur is kind of a dead game. So like its most dedicated players are usually people who actually have jobs and just play it on the side. But there's a lot of gooners in the Soul Calibur community, so I'ma actually sink you down to wash up, because half of the Soul Calibur community is people that just enjoy fighting games. The other half is fucking gooners that have the stench of death on their body. So it's a 50-50 toss up. No high-low combo. So I'm gonna put you on wash up. Maybe subject to move, but I don't really think so. Let's see. Fatal Fury fans, I'll put you in 15-minute shower because no racial. But from what I've noticed, all the people I know that are diehard Fatal Fury fans are either like from a Western society, like whether it be like Taiwanese, Korean, or Japanese, something like that, or they're Latin American, like especially when it comes to Latin Americans. Like I don't know what the fuck it is about places like Panama and Mexico that make them just love the fuck out of Fatal Fury. But like this, for fighting games, this is like the fighting game Goku. Fatal Fury is a fighting game Goku. And I haven't met many Spanish motherfuckers that stink. That like no racial, but that's just what I've noticed. So I'm gonna put them firmly, confidently in a 15-minute shower category, because there are characters in that game like where people are gooned the fuck out. And just to be clear, gooner game doesn't automatically mean you're fucking nasty. Well, I mean, kind of does, because like I was gonna say Tekken has some gooner game bait ass characters, but now that I think about it, I can't name a character in Tekken that's explicitly like just just flirting, being sexual all over the place. Like, there are characters that have air quotes ideal body types and whatnot, or body types that look good, but they're not like gooner bait. Like she literally has titties that when she bend over drag on the floor. That's gooner shit. Dead or Alive, unrealistic, extremely unrealistic proportions, and multiple characters that are like that. Same thing with Soul Calibur versus Tekken. Like, they have characters that are beautiful because different body types are beautiful, but not necessarily gooner bait character. Like, Dead or Alive has a literal gooner character within the game, but he's a millionaire, so people ain't really gonna realize that he's a millionaire. I mean, that he's a fucking gooner. Anyway, keeping it going, Darkstalkers. I'm gonna put you niggas in water allergy right off the rip, because I've met several Darkstalkers fans, and they've all been people that say, "Hey, hello, motherfucker, how you doing?" And I'm over there like SpongeBob, just shriveling up. Like SpongeBob just walked out of air. Like, I'm over there looking like a goddamn zombie every time I talk to a Darkstalker player. Nigga, if you in a setting where a Darkstalker player feels like they need to get the attention of a speaker before they talk, you tell that nigga, "Hey, you the only one just allowed to shout out your question at random. Don't lift your arm. Don't lift your arm, gang. Keep that shit down. Keep that shit by your side." That's what it feels like to be around a goddamn Darkstalkers player. You tell them niggas, keep your hand down. Whenever you got a question, shout that shit. "Hey, teacher! Excuse me, presenter!" That's what you do. That's what you say to Darkstalker players. Them niggas fucking stink. PU. Them niggas, Darkstalker players, they don't get their own corner in the venue because it's like 5 people that sign up for that game. They get their own corner in the venue because they put like a vacuum seal bubble around that bitch. And then when you go over there, you gotta zip open a bubble, walk in, and there's an armed guard standing right there by the hole of the bubble, making sure you zip that fucker back up. And then once you zip that bitch up, he goes, "Oh, it's 5 people in there? It's only 5 people on Earth that actively play Darkstalkers to the point to where they would competitively want to go to a tournament." Then they rev up a goddamn chain, rev up powered flamethrower, and they vacuum seal that bitch. They melt that bitch closed. We do not want you niggas coming out until the venue closes. After 3 days, we know you niggas wasn't gonna leave to take a shower, do nothing like that. We left some rations in there. Have fun with that. Have fun with that. Some MREs in that motherfucker. Just don't start a fire in that bitch, because you might die, because carbon monoxide, you know? But yeah, Darkstalkers players, them niggas will make you fucking vomit. What is it? Oh, Virtua Fighter. Wait, I didn't put the other Virtua Fighter logo in here? There's gotta be a better Virtua Fighter logo than that. That shit is fucking terrible. My dumb ass probably put it up there because there wasn't a better one. Now that I think about it. Wait, let me see if the Virtua Fighter logo I downloaded if it fares better, because I made sure I downloaded all the logos just in case. Oh shit, I deleted them. God damn. Let me see if I can get them back. Nope. Oh well. Oh wait, yo. No. I lied. I got them back. Yep, there we go. That's 10x better. All right, yeah. Put that shit over here. All right, Virtua Fighter. You know, I don't have a reason to not put them in full daily cleanse, because when it comes to Virtua Fighter players, they're some of the most chill, most humble people in the FGC. Virtua Fighter players, they're one of the few communities that plays an old as fuck game, and they don't beg for anything, you know? Like, I've never seen a Virtua Fighter fan on social media cursing out the developers saying, "I'll kill you and your children if you don't make me a new game, pussy." Virtua Fighter fans are usually like, you know, "I'm enjoying what I got, but if you want to give me something new, thank you. I very deeply appreciate it. I'm humbled. I am glad that you are offering me a new gaming experience which to enjoy with the gameplay formula that I like, and maybe even throw in a couple twists and turns to mix it up a bit." I deeply enjoy that. That's Virtua Fighter fans. I feel like they're so few and far in between that all the ones I've met are fucking normal. versus something like Tekken. Like, I've met weirdo Tekken players, but even them niggas didn't sting. Like, the weirdo niggas wasn't weird as in type weird. What inspired me to make this tier list is Street Fighter, because I heard somebody over the weekend make a joke about Street Fighter players stinking, and I was like, you talk about stinking at the game? Because I've never, like, I've been around a lot of Street Fighter players. I've never smelled one of them smell ass. Now, are you likely to run into somebody that smells ass if they play Street Fighter? Technically, yes, because it's one of the biggest fighting game communities. But I feel like if we was to put it, like if we was to figure out some way to quantify it and then scale it so that everybody has like fairly measurable stats, if that makes sense, that if you scaled it, it would scale out to be on the lower end. Because I like I said, I've met a lot of Street Fighter players. I've never met a Street Fighter player that smells like straight shit. And I think, like I said, part of it has to do with because they have one of the bigger communities. And being that they have one of the bigger communities, that just means that is more normal people inside of the community. If you kind of understand what I'm saying, not normal people as in like saying anybody in these other communities are normal or not normal just by playing a fucking game, but more people who are like casually into fighting games and they just like that one game, or they feel like competing and going to a tournament for that one game. Like, you're more likely to find a casual Street Fighter fan than a casual Virtua Fighter fan, if that makes sense. Injustice. I know this is a little bit hard to see, but that is Injustice Gods Among Us. And I've got to say, I'll put them in a 15-minute shower category. Because I haven't, like, met too many competitive Injustice players because I was a bit younger then and I wasn't going to many fighting game tournaments for games like Injustice at the time. But the Injustice players I have met have all been pretty calm, pretty chill. They know and abuse the cheese in the game, but they do it on some lol, Batman throws the dumpster, what do you do? Ha ha ha, sitcom laugh type shit. You know, everybody, oh man, there goes Bats throwing the dumpster again. Bro, isn't this funny? Yes, it is. Like, that's how the Injustice community feels from my experience. So I haven't seen too many sit in the corner beastly people from that community. So like, Injustice, that community is pretty clean. Now, I'm not gonna say I've never met a dirty nigga into Injustice, because that would be a fucking lie. Because the first person to discover that goddamn Batman dumpster combo, that had to be a dirty nigga. Like, there's no way you can convince me you washed. Matter of fact, nigga that figured out the Batman dumpster combo, the way that he empties all the poop residue out his ass after he takes his shit is the nigga does. You remember that? You know that GIF of what's this nigga name? That 50 Cent. Hey, Jaru. The GIF where Jaru goes. Yeah. That's how the nigga who discovered the Batman combo. That's how he wipes his ass. He puts his hand in his ass crack. He goes, and then to wipe it off so that he could go for another wipe. He goes, and then goes back in, because that's a dirty nigga. You know what? Because Melee intro just conveniently played, I'm gonna do Smash Bros next, because I swear this wasn't planned. But even though it's a Melee song, I'm gonna put Smash Ultimate. What the fuck? I accidentally pinned the images. I'm gonna put Smash Ultimate in the water allergy tier. Now. I know you wanna crucify me for putting Smash Bros Ultimate players above Melee players in terms of who is more or less clean. Melee Ultimate players smell better than Melee players, for the simple fact that Ultimate is more of a new game, so it's more casual people into it, like just getting into the competitive stuff, dipping their toes in. It's people that are entrenched, but it's also people that go outside the trench and go outside, so they gotta wash up a little bit. But them niggas still stink too, cause they still Smash players, but it's nowhere near as bad as the Melee players. If you've ever been to a fighting game venue that had Melee and Smash Ultimate in one room, you walk in that room, you gonna be out here choking around like old boy that was the conservative dude that was doing the little public interview joints. You gonna be out here choking like him. But if you go to a fighting game venue and they have Ultimate and Melee in two separate rooms, instead of going in and instantly choking to death, in the Melee room, you'll die in 30 seconds. In the ultimate room, you'll die in 40 seconds. Now, a 10-second difference is not much, but it is a difference enough to put them in a tier above. I hope that explanation helps. And if it doesn't, oh well, suck my dick. But clean your lips before you do it, dirty ass nigga. Now that I've explained that and I've got myself just mentally prepared to get crucified. Killer Instinct. I might have to come back to that one. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. Dragon Ball Fighters. I'm gonna put them in 15-minute shower. Now I'm gonna put you in full daily cleanse. Because I feel like I've never really met a Dragon Ball Fighters player that was like a stank ass piece of shit in the corner person. I feel like everybody that plays Dragon Ball Fighters is usually, an anime game enthusiast that's tired of playing Naruto Ninja Storm Part 66 or Budokai Tenkaichi 7. Like, I feel like they're the ones that just got tired of that and they said, oh, video game with Dragon Ball, let me play that. And like, there are anime niggas that stink, don't get me wrong. So like, actually for that, I'll drop it down to 15-minute shower because there are some anime niggas that stink. But I feel like the ones that play Dragon Ball Fighters are more so casual to fighting games in general. So, you know, they're not in the lab sweating for 30, 40, 50 fucking hours. They go hit square, do a quarter circle forward and do a goddamn Japanese Hadoken. Wait. He's already Japanese. They do an anime Hadoken. He's already anime. They do a Toriyama Hadoken and they fucking do their version of the Kamehameha wave, Chi wave, and you know, they call it a fucking day. Like Dragon Ball Fighters, they play the game and there's some people that's good, but I feel like the majority of that community isn't like sweating to the point of like, oh my god, my nigga, when's the last time you showered? Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I'ma just put you straight to full daily cleanse. Cause everybody I've ever met in the Grand Blue Fantasy Versus community is like, all right, let me put it like this. Not every cosplayer is clean. Yes. But I haven't met somebody who plays Grand Blue Fantasy Versus that doesn't cosplay. Have you? Cosplayers and people who are very into fashion, on average, are usually clean. So Grand Blue Versus players are usually on the cleaner side. Then especially for the people who be doing all that complicated makeup, like you have to do certain cleanses and use certain special wipes to get all that facial makeup and stuff and wipe it off. So I feel like for them and for that purpose and for that case, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus fans automatically go to full daily cleanse because all them niggas is cosplayers, so they gotta cleanse them full cleanse themselves anyway. Pokken DX tournament. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna put it in full daily cleanse because I've never seen anybody be a hardcore competitive at this game. So most of the people that played this game probably played it for an hour or two, said this is kind of cool, got the fuck off. They probably were Tekken players that did a tournament or two in 2017, 2015, whenever this game first came out, and they called it a day. I feel like the community of this game isn't too sweaty, and that's sadly part of the reason why it died out. So like, they're normal niggas that just like Pokemon, maybe like Tekken, and said fuck it, let me play this Pokemon Tekken crossover. Guilty Gear fans. I've met stank ass Guilty Gear fans, but Guilty Gear is similar to Grand Blue in the vein that like a lot of them are cosplayers. Like a lot of Guilty Gear players are fucking cosplayers. So a lot of them are always like, you know, gotta use the wipes to take the makeup, to take the full body makeup off. They in this hot ass cosplay all day. So like, if they do stink, it's probably towards the end of the day. So they're double hardcore scrubbing and washing because it's day one of the fighting game tournament, and day two they're gonna wear a whole new costume, so they gotta wash. Because before you put on makeup, you have to wash your face any fucking way, and that's not just for a being clean thing. Like, no, the makeup won't be applied properly if you don't fucking wash your face, you don't wash your ass. So your cosplay is gonna look fucked up, and nobody wants to walk around a venue with a fucked up cosplay. So even if they're not full body up and down washing, they're at least putting a rag on their face, a rag in their underarms, so they don't stink, so that they could apply the makeup properly. They're at minimum taking a little 15-minute shower. So Guilty Gear cosplayers / players, because like I said, all them niggas is cosplayers, 15-minute shower. Killer Instinct, because like I haven't met too many Killer Instinct players, so I'm gonna put that more so in the 15-minute shower tier for now, and that's subject to change. I'm gonna get to them last two communities in a second. As for the modern Mortal Kombat community, where would I put y'all? I will put the modern Mortal Kombat community in 15-minute shower. This tier is getting a little bit full, so we're probably gonna have to dump it up or down. But the modern Mortal Kombat community, because like Mortal Kombat, and you're gonna have to let this sit with you for you to realize it, because I didn't notice it until somebody pointed it out to me. But Mortal Kombat is the most casual fighting game. Not because like it's simple or easy or anything like that. It's the most casual fighting game because most people who play Mortal Kombat play it for the spectacle of, oh, I punched somebody in the face and blood flies all over the place. I uppercut them and their spine flies out their body and oh my god, there's blood everywhere. Like when you think about it, Mortal Kombat has a lot of flash that covers up the fact that it's lacking in some place. Like Mortal Kombat fans, when you read or watch all the Mortal Kombat lore back to back, it's not really concise, and some people prefer NetherRealm's work, some people prefer what's the other one? Prefer Midway's work when it comes to the story, and with them retconning and restarting the story 3 times. 2 of them were hard retcons, 1 was a soft retcon, but them restarting the story 3 times, it's like, you know, like the community is kind of split up and there's kind of differences in between the games. But generally speaking, a lot of people who are into Mortal Kombat just like the spectacle of seeing a nigga's head fly off. Because like, even though I like and enjoy the stiff ass animations in Mortal Kombat, you can't lie, those stiff ass animations, if they were on any other video game, niggas would say, what the fuck is this unanimated ass game? Now for the OG Mortal Kombats, I'm talking about the Mortal Kombat games where you put niggas in punch loops and shit like that. The Mortal Kombat games where you're enacting infinites. You are the scum of the FG motherfucking C. You are the niggas that sit in the corner at Evo with Mortal Kombat 1 when they say get over there in your quiet corner, that they gotta seal up in that same bubble. I said they put, who? I think it was Melty Blood players I said earlier. Like, yeah, Melty Blood players, you know how they got it was either Melty Blood or Darkstalker. That little bubble where they gotta put you in a corner, melt the clothes and say there's MREs in there. Do you? That's the same shit. That's the same treatment Ultimate Mortal Kombat, like, I use Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 as an example, but old school Mortal Kombat fans are like y'all are in a bubble in the corner. The sign up sheet is the goddamn bracket because it's 6 of you niggas on there. Y'all niggas stink. Y'all niggas are the type of people where when y'all are in a presentation where you need to ask somebody something, like I said earlier, just shout your questions out. Don't raise your hand, just shout your questions out. You don't have to notify us that you're curious about anything. Just start speaking at the top of your lungs. We are, matter of fact, when you do that, put a COVID mask on. Matter of fact, take it off, because we don't want you to injure yourself. Matter of fact, put it back on. If your breath is so bad that you injure yourself, maybe that'll be a lesson to one of you motherfuckers to wash your ass. Niggas be dodging fucking toothpaste and soap like it's the plague. Now as for more Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, 3 players. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I like. Don't get me wrong, I love this game so much, I got it on my soundboard. Look. I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take you for a ride. But I'm not gonna lie, all of that shit do not matter. It don't matter who I do and don't have on my soundboard. I ain't never met a Marvel vs. Capcom fan Like, as in, that is their main game. When they get off of Marvel vs. Capcom to play other games and they don't like those other games, they're coming back to Marvel vs. Capcom. Every nigga I ever met that mains Marvel vs. Capcom fucking stinks. They smell like death. They smell like a goddamn corpse just climbed up out the coffin. They said, like they're jumping out the coffin. Like, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 fans smell like Wolverine. You know when Wolverine jumped out the basket of water and he was like, that's y'all. But instead of jumping out a casket of water where y'all put y'all cover over y'all at night, the stench is so bad that instead of it just being a stench under your cover, it starts becoming sticky and wet and the shit turns into vapor. So every morning you gotta struggle to get your cover off you and you gotta go like Wolverine, and you just hopping up and it's just and it's just wet particles of stench flying everywhere, and you're looking at everybody with the beast face. You're going you remember that RDC skit where he was just growling like this, like the Blade skit where Mark Phillips was just growling at his boyfriend the whole damn skit every time they did the little Blade switch over scene thing? Like, yeah, that's Marvel vs. Capcom 2 players every morning. Just they're just looking at everybody. Niggas just talk about Berserker Claw. Nigga, you don't need a Berserker Claw. You need an amazing spider combo soap into some water. Nigga, you don't need to worry about doing a fucking Iron Man Infinite. You need to scrub infinite soap on your underarms, nigga. You don't need to worry about repulsor blast. You need to get in the shower and get hit with a water blast. Oh, you want me to keep going? You don't need to worry about Hulk smash. You need to smash your hand on your door handle, twist it, smash it open, smash the bathroom door closed, and Hulk out while you rub all that green off your skin. You niggas think you gonna get a kiss from Rogue, smelling like you just got burnt to a crisp by cable? Nah, what you niggas need to do is connect a cable to the wall to a speaker that's playing the audio of a video from your phone, teach you how to wash your nasty ass. That's what Marvel vs. Capcom 2 players need. Nigga, y'all niggas never get the fuck off of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and y'all be having niggas doing a Mordecai and Rigby face, like, you know that face when people make posts saying you bet everybody's soul on so and so? Yeah, that's everybody's face when they see a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 player enter the venue. And the crazy part is, they got a major part of the venue because they're like one of those communities like Melee where they don't have a small community. Matter of fact, they're tied with Melee for stinkiest niggas. Smash niggas just stink more than Marvel vs. Capcom niggas, so they get number one. No other tiers ordered but that one. But those two right there in specific. Y'all niggas stink. Y'all niggas smell like death, despair, and destruction. Oh my God. Y'all niggas pull out y'all damn hitbox out of shoebox. Niggas getting blasted away. The fucking stench got people flying through the air going, oh no! Like, y'all niggas is dead ass down there with Melee niggas. The most stank ass niggas in the FGC. Y'all niggas dead ass smell like a fart came to life and said, fart pedals, fart pedals, fart pedals. Like the game Marvel vs. Capcom 2, despite its design flaws that have defined the modern day gameplay, is a really good game. Too bad you niggas don't smell as good as the gameplay of this game. Just like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 players. Now I'm playing. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I put it in the same basket as Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Whereas the people in the community don't really stink that fucking bad. I mean, they stink really fucking bad, but like, you know, 30 seconds to die versus 40 seconds to die from the stench. 40 seconds is enough, 10 seconds is enough to push you up a tier. But everything I said about Marvel vs. Capcom 2 niggas applies to Marvel vs. Capcom 3 niggas. It's just y'all know to stay in the AC so y'all sweat less. So y'all stench, it's still gonna smell deadly because the stench is a stench, but it's not gonna smell like the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Melee niggas sitting in the venue with their fucking shirt with 3 layers of cotton shirts on, just like this, sweating on the game, looking like they just ate 3 spicy ramen noodles. Like, goddamn, bro, you already hot from sweating on this game, and then on top of that, you sweating on this game, then you fucking stink, then you eating hot ass ramen noodles, so now you sweating more on top of the sweating you doing on the game. Damn, nigga, you just a puddle at this point, bro. Bro's cosplaying a puddle. Now, it's time for that part of the video where I start deciding who gets moved up, gets moved down. For those of y'all who are not familiar with the way I do tier lists, at the end of my tier list, I like there to be a bottom 5 and a top 5 to make it easier to talk about, like for TikToks and stuff like that. Now, this top tier, Street Fighter 6, Virtual Fighter, Tekken, Grand Blue, Pokken, I feel like there's some people who can be moved, who don't need to be. There's nobody up here that needs to be moved. Now, this 15-minute shower tier could have some people moved and then maybe wash up, you can move down, and then it trickles down and one of them will leak into this tier. So which few are deserving to stay up here? Fatal Fury stays up here. Injustice is more casual, so y'all get to stay. Dragon Ball Fighters, that game does get a bit sweaty. Niggas got super duper, like Guilty Gear, you niggas is not going nowhere. Some of you niggas stink, but y'all at minimum are doing the basics. Injustice, them niggas barely care about the game, that's why the shit is dead. Dragon Ball Fighters, them niggas care a little bit, so you go to the back of the line. Mortal Kombat 1, them niggas, they just don't give a fuck about the game. That's why the shit is dead now. So it's between Killer Instinct and Fighter Z. I'll drag down Dragon Ball Z, and I'll drag down Killer Instinct because them ultra triple super duper combos, like just because you want unk, that don't automatically mean you don't stink. But them niggas is, because their unks is at least washing up, you know, niggas got wives and kids and shit like that, and they don't want to be around the kids, and the kids go pee you stinky. Now, because these two games contain the goon of like a hella goon, I'm gonna move down Dead or Alive and Soul Calibur because, like I said, games with gooner shit in it are more likely to have people where it's like, oh my fucking god, you're disgusting, nigga. Skullgirls, that game is more on the casual side. I feel like these two have to be a tier above. So it's between Soul Calibur, Dead or Alive, Skullgirls, Darkstalkers. Because both Skullgirls and Darkstalkers are games with gooner shit in it. So I feel like it's really a coin toss. I genuinely can't decide who to move down. Because Soul Calibur and Dead or Alive have to be in the same tier. And I don't feel like they're smelling like Speed tier, where they're notorious for smelling like ass. Skullgirls isn't notorious for smelling like ass. Darkstalker niggas stink, don't get me wrong, but they're not smell like ass tier. Smash Bros, I explain why they're there. UMVC3, I explain why they're there. I genuinely, I feel like this tier list is perfect. There's nobody that from this point on can be moved up or down. So we're just gonna go into like making a video. So as for the intro, you niggas smell like butt. That is something that many people would say about the members of the FGC, the fighting game. And that is true for some individuals, but not true for other individuals. I don't like that intro. You smell. You niggas fuck. You niggas stink. Is something that a lot of people would say about members of the FGC in general. But I feel like that's not true for everybody in the fighting game community. So I made a tier list based on what game you play, how likely you are to meet somebody from the community of that fighting game that just smells like, oh my god, or that smells like, you're one of the good ones. Now for the cleanest. Now for the top 5 cleanest smelling people. Now for the top 5 cleanest smelling players in the FGC, aka the fighting game community. Now for the bottom four. Now for the bottom four most stinkiest groups of gamers in the FGC. I'm talking about these niggas smell like death and destruction anytime you talk to them. If you're in an assembly or something where you need to raise your hand to get the attention of the speaker, you tell that nigga, hey bruh, don't raise your hand. Whatever you gotta say, whenever you got a question, just say it out loud. Just burst out and be like, I have a question. If I question it, don't raise your arms at all. You gotta power wash this nigga. And when you do, they gonna turn brown. All right. I like that. I like that. So, for the top 5 cleanest communities in the FGC, we're starting off with Street Fighter 6. I feel like most of the people in the Street Fighter 6 community lean more towards the casual side, or, all right. When it comes to Street Fighter 6, a lot of the people in that community are more, how do I put that? Like, without making it sound weird. Because when I say normal, I feel like people are going to take that wrong if I put it in a TikTok context. All right. Street Fighter has the most expansive, largest community. So you're the most likely to find the most diverse range of levels of ass washingness. So at its peak, you'll be finding plenty of people who full daily cleanse, you know, are doing facial masks, paws, and everything. They're washing their face, they're actually scrubbing their freaking legs, they're doing the whole 9. It's not impossible for you to meet a stank ass Street Fighter player, but I feel like it's one of the least likely out of everything in the FGC. There's not too many Virtua Fighter fans, so there's a very low chance that you're gonna find one that stinks. And every Virtua Fighter fan I've ever met was like a chill, humble, cool person that just enjoys the game. Oh, I forgot to state that. By the way, how do I put that? By the way, for this tier list, I'm assuming that the game I'm talking about is their main game, meaning the game that they play the most out of every other fighting game. Okay, now that I put that in there. Since Street Fighter 6 has the largest community, it has the largest range of people who don't smell like ass. They clean every day. They're doing facials, paws, scrubbing their actual legs, actually getting down, scrubbing their legs, getting in between their toes, getting medi petties, the whole 9 every day or at the appropriate times for everything. Not saying that nobody in the Street Fighter community has ever smelled like woo, but I feel like it's the community where you're the least likely to find it, simply because it's the largest. I've never met a Virtua Fighter player that wasn't a chill person. Like, people who play Virtua Fighter are very few and far in between, so they're pretty usually chill, pretty normal people who have regular lives, and they just boot up an emulator, play Virtua Fighter, and go on about their day. Tekken has such an expansive worldwide community. It's one of those things just like Street Fighter where there's a lot of people in the community, so you can meet somebody who stinks or you can meet somebody who smells clean. It's really a toss-up, but I feel like you're more likely to land on the full clean side. Everybody in the Grand Blue Fantasy Versus community is a fucking cosplayer. And not every cosplayer is clean, but there's a lot of like washing you have to do just to put on a cosplay. Because like, for example, if you're putting on body paint, there's certain like makeup washes you have to use to take that shit off. And there's a certain way you have to wash your face before you put that shit on that you have to do. And the Pokken tournament, for people who play Pokken tournament, it's like 6 of y'all niggas. So, and the 6 of y'all niggas that I did meet, y'all weren't like vile, rude, disgusting people or anything by any measure like that. So, like, all them niggas wash their ass because it's only 6 of them niggas, bro. Guilty Gear. Oh wait, no, I don't have to do that tier. Yeah, for this one, let me find a more sinister instrumental. Yeah, this one sounds like something bad is looming over. Now the tiers are not ordered, but I'm gonna start from reverse order. The reason why you see Mortal Kombat on this tier list twice in two different places is because this Mortal Kombat logo represents the modern day fans, the people playing Mortal Kombat X, 11, and 1. And this represents the older fans still playing Mortal Kombat 4, Armageddon, 3, 1, 2. Them niggas smell like dog shit, bro. If you've ever met an old school Mortal Kombat fan, they're usually the nigga at the FGC event that's 45 still trying to yell at the 20-something cosplayers. Nigga come over there and put his hand on the wall like this. Everybody in the whole vicinity behind him just falls like a stack of dominoes. If you've ever seen a bread and butter melty blood combo, and you know how hard it is just to do a basic fucking bread and butter and melty blood, you wouldn't question their placement. I got some shit to say about these next two though, so let me clip it. Now the rest of these tiers are not ordered, but these two in specific are, because oh my god, Super Smash Bros. Melee and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 are two of the communities that have the stinkiest motherfuckers in the entire FGC. The reason why people think all niggas that play fighting games fucking stink is because of these two communities. You know how fucking bad you have to stink to consistently pull off an Iron Man Infinite? Do you know how bad you have to stink to infinitely put a nigga in the corner and rainbow cable that motherfucker to the point to where they're doing this and taking chip damage for 3 characters straight? Do you know how bad a nigga gotta smell like they just climbed up out of a coffin and rolled around in a pile of garbage to be able to consistently unfly with Sentinel? Do you know how much like dog shit you gotta smell to consistently rocket punch unfly fly combo? You know how bad you gotta smell to be able to consistently do that? And don't think I forgot about you melee niggas, bro. Holy shit. Y'all are the biggest factor, the biggest reason why people think the FGC stinks. You niggas smell like death and destruction. I bet you when a melee player wakes up in the morning and they go to breathe, their house explodes. And I'm not saying their house explodes because it was poorly structured. No, because the stench off their body melted the drywall, and all the beams in the wall, like thousands of termites, just got summoned by Swarm, the Marvel villain, just got summoned onto the wall. They're just like, and the whole house comes down because they weaken all the supports with their extremely strong stench. I feel like melee niggas, before they go to a tournament, they do like Shrek type shit and wipe diapers on their underarms as deodorant. Like, you melee niggas, you niggas make me sick. I feel like you niggas, before you leave the crib, y'all take golden showers. And it's not because you're sexually attracted to getting pissed on. It's because that's just how you want to smell before you come to the venue. Nigga, when melee niggas come to the fucking venue, they smell like SpongeBob's crib when he started peeling the walls and found out it was diapers behind every wall. That's what melee niggas smell like. Y'all are the reason the people think the FGC smells single-handedly. Well, maybe not single-handedly, but y'all are the biggest factors. That was definitely fire. I'm not gonna lie, that was definitely fucking fire. I know. Thank you. Got a lot of off the top jokes. On off my head, and I can't wait to wait for my FGC brethren to see this and get pissed clean the fuck off. Now, oh wait, what's a good neutral instrumental? Oh wait, I know a good neutral instrumental. Now, if you believe absolutely none of this is true, and you want to debate me on it or tell me on... Restart. If you believe absolutely none of this is true and you want to come tell me off live at my Twitch, YouTube, or TikTok wait, no. Just wait. If you believe absolutely none of this is true and you want to tell me live on my Purple app, nah. If you believe absolutely none of this is true, come through to my Twitch and tell me. Name is right there. Links in the appropriate places. I would do the actual move, but I ain't got enough space in this room. But I think that was a fire video, fire TikTok. For those of y'all watching the actual live stream, I'm not gonna talk about gaming news today. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. But what I do want to say is, if you've made it to this point in the video, I want y'all to tell me, what are y'all thoughts? What do y'all agree and disagree with, if anything? And like, I in specific want y'all to like tell me if y'all think I'm wrong. I want y'all to tell me, who do y'all think has the most stank ass fighting game community? If it's somebody I did or didn't list, and maybe I'll do a part 2 to this while I make sure I remember to include whoever stinks like dog shit, like whoever I left out and or forgot. With that being said though, peace. Also, if you want the URL for the tier list I use, I'm gonna try to remember to put it in the description, but it was on screen throughout the whole video. If anything, again, hit that like and subscribe, bitch ass nigga.